Goddess. In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you 4 reasons to start a vision board in 2020. Whether you are new to vision boarding or whether you've had several vision boards before, 2020 energy is so different. I would love to know in the comments here below, what is it that is really calling your heart right now in 2020? What excites you? What are some of the desires that have just been brewing, and the visions and the dreams that have been coming up for you? Likely, this is a time where certain things, certain dreams that maybe you've just kept at the back of your head, or maybe you've kept tucked into a journal, are really starting to come to the surface, and you're really starting to see, wow, this could be possible. This is something that I actually want to put action towards. And so in this video, I want to share with you 4 reasons why it's not only necessary for you to create a vision board for yourself in 2020, but how it truly impacts the world, how it truly creates this ripple effect when we step into our desires, when we say, yes, this is what I want, this is what I deserve, this is what I desire, and my pathway to unfolding into this desire actually impacts the people that I love around me, and the world becomes a better place. So that's one of the very first reasons to start a vision board in 2020 here, is to really acknowledge what it is that you have been thinking about, what it is that you've been dreaming about. Take inventory. So that's number 1 here. The number 1 reason that I'm going to start off here to create a vision board in 2020 is to acknowledge what has been looming in your head, in your gut. Put all of these ideas down on paper. You know, whether it's a visual, like pictures behind me like I have here, which I've had this vision board for so long. One of the reasons why I invite you to start a vision board in 2020 is to simply put your ideas that have been in your head, the desires that have been making your heart flutter, and actually put it down, actually acknowledge it, because so much happens when we just acknowledge. When we acknowledge the things that excite us, acknowledge the big dreams that scare us, that frequency has the power to shift things really quickly. So it's not that vision boarding, the actual action of it, is what makes things manifest. No, it's the frequency in which we step into when we acknowledge our visions, when we decide, hey, my dreams are important enough for me to pause in my daily grind of life and actually create something, actually maybe cut out some photos of things that excite me, or even taking those next levels of intention that I have a ton of videos that I share, you know, how to really craft an intentional vision board, you know. But having this intention and sitting down in that frequency of, I deserve this, this is what I want to create, this is what that I am signing up for and willing to show up for, so much changes and so much it gets exciting. So that's the number 1 reason I'm going to start off with. My number 2 reason here is to create a marker point for yourself. You know, in our lives, we're constantly going. You know, even in the moments that we slow down, sometimes we don't actually track things the way that allow us to see the progress that we're making in our life. So by actually creating a vision board, and pro tip here, dating your vision board, you will create a marker point for yourself that you'll be able to reflect on. You'll be able to actually see the progress of the effort that you're putting into your life. And so this marker point, you know, is not a beginning, and there's no beginning or no end here, but by simply putting a marker point on this creation, you allow yourself to reflect back, and you also can allow yourself to reflect on how far you've already come. Whether you have intentionally created a vision board or not, you have been vision boarding. Like, in today's day and age, social media can be an expression of vision boarding. It's, you know, sometimes we share ambitions, sometimes we share the achievements that we make, and it is like this like new age way to vision board. But again, what makes it actually work is the intention behind it. So my second reason here for creating a vision board in 2020 is to simply create a marker point for yourself, to allow yourself to reflect on how far you've come and actually put a pinpoint on your visions, your dreams right now, so you can continue to see yourself progress. When you see yourself progress, that's when you're going to actually build and move the needle on these bigger things in your life that feel so, you know, lofty right now, but are actually very, very, very possible. And what allows you to gain that confidence is tracking. What allows you to gain that confidence is setting some sort of marker point for yourself. So I'd love to know what is, you know, when are you going to start this vision board? When are you going to create this marker point for yourself? And what are you going to celebrate about how far you've come and where you're going to go? So the third reason here to start a vision board in 2020 is that it is a powerful visual reminder of what is possible, of what's on the line. What are you really fighting for? Because I always say this because it's so true. We get so caught up. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, especially when it gets really, really challenging and you forget about what it is that you're creating, and it's just so much easier to sit down and watch Netflix and chill and just like, you know, do what it is that you feel in the moment is self-care. And again, self-care is totally relevant. I'm not going to go too deep into that right now, but what I want to share here is that when it comes to vision boarding, it is a very powerful way to remind yourself when things get hard why you're doing what you're doing, so that you can push that maybe extra hour and when you're like trying to figure out how to edit a video for YouTube, if that's one of your visions and one of your goals, is like when you're not getting those views or whatever it is that you're looking for, you'll be able to look at your vision board and remember. It's not something that happens overnight, it's something that happens over consecutive nights, and this is the visual reminder that will help keep you going. So the last reason why I know that you are meant to make a vision board in 2020 here is because it is one of the most exciting, creative ways to really show self-love to yourself. And I know self-love is kind of a lofty word that we hear and see online all the time, but to me, the reason why I think vision boarding is such a awesome way to show love to yourself is you get to really remind yourself that you matter. The things that you're dreaming about, the people that you want to help, the money that you want to make, all of that stuff is an expression of love for yourself. It's not about ego, even though ego is a part of our journey here as humans. It's not about getting certain things or, you know, reaching necessarily certain goals all the time, even though that's a part of it. But knowing that along the process of unfolding these visions and creating this vision board, you are becoming the person who you were meant to become, who your soul is craving to express right now in this human form. So I'm so excited for you. I would love to hear when you're going to start making your vision board, or if you've already made your vision board. So comment below, let me know. If you know that you want even more resources like this, if you love this, if this video is helpful for you, please make sure to subscribe here. It really helps me to know to make even more videos for you, and it's absolutely free. If you know you want even more resources like this, you can head on over to my website, lifebyjazz.com, or find me on Instagram. I love connecting with you on Instagram in the direct messages, and that's just at Life by Jazz. So I'm super excited to get to know you even more in 2020. Let me know how I can help you, how I can support you. I love you. Namaste, ashe, that means good vibes, good energy, and peace and richest blessings to you, my friend.